Thank you for taking time to allow us to present IdDriver to you today. First and foremost, before we start, I want to give you 3 reasons why this presentation is extremely relevant. First and foremost, the aspect of this is about collecting feedback from your customers that you do not execute a sale with. What we want to do is find out why that sales process fell down from customers that you didn't sell to. This is your target market where you failed to make a sale. Our goal is to help you to make a sale from them and understand specifically why it fell down. So the other thing we're gonna articulate to you is that the process of gaining understanding of why your sales are not always successful is an ever-evolving and changing one. And so as tastes and preferences of your target market adjust, we want to make sure that you have a continual process for staying up with those changes and those adjustments. Most importantly, without a doubt, hands down, this is exceptionally focused on how do you sell more cars and make more money. We want to show you how you use that data in order to be able to have a real positive outcome in selling more cars. Now, we have had time and time again, have had demonstrated experience of lifting sales by 8 to 15% by using the disciplines and the tools associated with IdDriver in order to help you accelerate your sales. Just quickly before I show you the product, I just want to articulate that we have a little experience within automotive. We've spent 9 years. These are our customers that we currently have experience with in helping with customer feedback, helping them to drive sales improvement. And we understand the automotive sector, we understand the automotive client, and we can help you understand them more fully as well. So I'm going to go backwards, and I'm firstly going to dive into some deep data. So this is the actual results of a survey that would be sent to someone having completed a test drive. We send it to people that have bought the car after the test drive and haven't bought the car after the test drive. However, most importantly, we want to get the feedback from those that haven't bought the car after a test drive. And so we send them a survey, and if they reply negatively, it goes to be flagged to what we call a hot alert. Hot alert elevates that feedback directly into the email inbox of whoever's associated with that from the dealer, and it prompts them to take immediate action. That immediate action is informed by the customer saying what went wrong within the process for them, why they decided not to buy. So you can see in this one, we've asked them to tell us a little bit about how the aspects of the experience could have been better, and they said we needed a longer test drive. So this would be a perfect example of someone just jumping onto the phone saying, "Hi, Mr. John Doe, we got your feedback. We understand exactly where you're coming from. Can we give you a car that you can overnight test drive and take a little bit longer to see what you feel about it?" Now, without that, you would have lost that sale. With just that simple phone call, you've now brought them back in and have a higher chance of closing that sale. Once you do this repetitively over all of your lost sales, what happens is you get a large percentage of them back because of the way you outreach to them. Now, this could be any number of reasons. So it could be a misunderstanding around a feature that they have a feature. It could be around their trading value. It could be around not having the best experience around information. They could feel pressured in the sale. It could be that the route that they're taking the test drive on is uncomfortable, or they want it to be more highway and less residential, whatever it may be. But the key is it gives you a specific understanding of why they passed on the sale, and you're able to address that issue directly with them over the phone and get them back in and make that sale happen. The second thing that happens here is because you start to do this over and over again en masse, you can see here we have multiple that we've picked in, is you start to see trends. And so you can look at things like the route that you take on a test drive and start to think, oh, is that route affecting how some people who don't buy feel about a test drive and feel about the overall process? Or is there perhaps something else that's coming up? Is the duration of the test drive something that's too long or too short? Maybe the car is not prepared well, or it takes too long for them after they feel like, oh, I've made a booking and I've come here in my lunch break and I've missed so much time because it took so long. So is there other aspects that are coming up as a trend? This is where you strategically understand how you make improvements through this process to make more sales happen within the sales program. So these are the surveys. I know that's a bit data heavy, but I want to show you a survey that you might do. And so here we have what a survey looks like. And you can see, obviously this is one of our customers, but you would brand that to be your brand. They just click on here. We ask them half a dozen questions. They go through those questions. We make it very, very quick and simple. And that's how you collect the data to come back to them with answers on. Now, how do we get their email and their phone number to send them a survey? Simply, the simple answer is when they go onto your website, they look at a car they like, we offer you the code to put on your website to the ability to then book a test drive. That links to that car. They then take a snapshot of their driver's license. We read the data off the driver's license. We lift all that off, complete the forms, and we simply then confirm the time. Super simple. For them, it should be one-click test drive a car, enter their email, enter their phone, and then take a picture of their license and select a time. Bang, all done. We then send them a confirmation email because we want them to show up. We send them a reminder email because we want them to show up as well. Here's what a dealer would see. And so I'm going to briefly run through what those would look like as well. So you might, at this page, you might say, all right, so we want to do a test drive. You're in a dealer. So we jump in there and say, that sounds fine. This is a new customer. So we would add a customer. This is all that would be seen by a customer that comes on the website. It would just be upload a license. And so they would just click on that if they're on an iPhone. As it's a computer and doesn't have a camera, this would just require us to upload something. But here they would take a photo if they're doing it from an iPad or an iPhone, and that would fill out all of this information on their behalf. So let's just jump back here. So so having completed that, let's now add this customer for a test drive. Let's take them out on a dart. Now you can see this is so when they come into the store, we now have the situation where we've got their license, we know their name, their details, we've got the car that they wanted, we've got the time they've approved it for, but it's not yet able to take it out. The reason being is because they haven't accepted the terms and they haven't digitally signed to say all good to go. As soon as they do that, bang, you're away, you can issue the car to them. So simply just take the iPad, you turn it around, you say, hey, can you just accept the terms and sign it, we're good to go. Super simple, super fast, super convenient. You can see then that drives now has that person that's out. And if we go back to the home, you've got the test drive we've just gone through, and drives. Drives is really just about understanding where the car is at any point in time. So you can just jump on there and say, is there someone out there at the moment? Yes, they're out there. All right, the next thing you'll see is schedules. Schedules are, I'll just click on that. That's your schedule for the day. You can see when someone's out. So you can light blue, someone out. Green is where they've completed. What's nice about this is that if you click on it, you can see their image. At the beginning of the day, you can say, Jack Smith's going to come in. He's going to come in at just before 12, and he's going to be interested in this particular car. Let's get the car ready. Let's look for him because we know what he looks like because we lifted a picture of him. And let's call him by name, Jack Smith, and improve the sales process through that way. Now, Jack Smith's gone out again now. We say to him, all right, you're back. How'd it go? We just log the car back in. And at the time we tell him, we can talk to him. If we sold the car, we just know that it's sold. If not, we can say that the vehicle is unsuitable or something else the salesperson would do, and they would put their information in there and they would submit that. What you're getting now is a perspective from the salesperson here, which is less than ideal. What you want is the survey that goes out to that individual. That individual survey now goes out because they've closed that test drive. That is where the magic happens. We bring that back in. So this is where this now arrives to them. And then going back to the results, this then gives us the insight. And what we're looking for is surveys where we didn't make a sale, where they had a low satisfaction score, and where they told us why they've had a satisfaction score, low satisfaction score, so that we can correct that immediately. And that's as simple as it is. That's how you drive sales from this program. We are the only ones on the planet that are surveying and talking to people before they buy a car. So your target market, we understand through this process why people are not buying cars from you. And then that gives you the ability to correct it, both tactically and strategically. That's the magic that we're talking about here. It's being able to connect with them before they're a customer. be able to get to them and understand why they didn't make a purchase. That's what makes it really powerful here. The other byproduct of this, and I'll just leave you with this in the last moment, is that having done this well, that if someone is negative about buying a car, that you can connect with them. And even if we don't turn them around, what we can do is make sure that we take a negative review and turn it into a positive review, and so that we build our brand. So long-term value is also delivered through this. So finally, the thing you might ask yourself is, well, what sort of price are we talking about here? This has a price of about $600. Well, starting at $600 per dealership. And we've positioned that as because what we want this to be a no-brainer, so that if you sell just one car, you're already well in the money and it's paid for itself. So this is all the sales are being lost, but if you're able to get one of those sales back through this process, then you've already paid for the system in full. Now, we know and have seen time and time again that it'll result in far more than one sale. But this is supposed to be an economic no-brainer to make this decision, and so we want you to be comfortable making that decision. And frankly, if you make money, we make money. Everyone's happy. So we're not greedy within this process. We're after rolling this out quickly and efficiently, and training you through that. Appreciate your time. I'll talk to you later.